please, let's resume our seat. Thank you.
Good evening. The President of the Academy, past Presidents of the Academy, Vice Presidents of the Academy, Fellows of the Academy, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of fellows of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, Ghana's premier learned society, I warmly welcome you all to day one of this year's Founders Week celebration. This week's lectures are on the theme, the socio-economic and health impacts of COVID-19 and other emerging infectious diseases. We are live on all our social media networks, Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube. The Founders Week is the oldest of the Academy's traditions. It started in November 1960 as the first anniversary celebration and has been held every November since then. It begins with the presidential address, and we are about to witness one this evening, which is followed by a two-day symposium on a subject of topical or national interest. The last day is dedicated to what used to be called the anniversary lecture, now renamed the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Lecture, in memory of Ghana's first president who established this academy. Some of the themes treated in recent years include managing Ghana's oil resources in 2015, sustainable land administration in Ghana 2016, managing health care 2017, managing national water resources for future survival Agenda 2063 in 2018, Beyond 60 Years of Scholarly Excellence, New Frontiers and Prospects 2019, This COVID-19 Pandemic 2020, and the 1992 Constitution, Fitness for Purpose in the 21st Century in 2021. This year, we are delighted to announce, I beg your pardon, that we have support from the following sponsors: SEND Ghana, West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens at the University of Ghana, WACBIP, the African Research Network for Neglected Tropical Diseases, located at the Kumasi Center for Collaborative Research in Tropical Medicine, KNUST, Kumasi, and Dr. Ernest Kwako, Chairman of the National Health Insurance Authority. We thank them all very much for their support. Tonight's event is in two parts. We'll first have the presidential address, and this will be followed by the induction of 15 new fellows into the academy. To get these events started, therefore, allow me to introduce to you the chairperson for this evening. She is in the person of Justice Professor Henrietta J.A.N. Mensah-Bonsu. Professor Mensah-Bonsu is the immediate past president of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. She is a justice of the Supreme Court of Ghana and a retired professor of law, University of Ghana School of Law. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for our chair, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorary Secretary. The President of the Academy, past Presidents of the Academy, Vice Presidents of the Academy, distinguished Fellows of the Academy, Nananom, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm certain that everybody here is covered either by ladies or by gentlemen. If you are not covered, please show your by hand. It is that time of year again when we meet as an academy to take a message from our president, to induct new fellows, and in many ways to celebrate the fact that we have made it to another year. Reflecting on the theme and the presidential address, I could get nothing better than a little passage from Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. We had everything before us. We had nothing before us. We were all going direct to heaven. We were all going direct the other way, unquote. Does that sound familiar? Welcome to 2022 presidential address. Because we have all been in the various stages that Charles Dickens talked about before. But I'll fasten on the hope, because our president is going to talk about some change. He is a fellow of no mean repute. I belong to the school that says that the more important you are, the shorter your introduction. He is a fellow of the International Academy of Food Science and Technology, as well as the Kellogg Foundation Leadership Program in Food Systems. Anybody who understands food in these times is very welcome. He was the chairman of the planning committee for the establishment of two public universities, namely University of Energy and Natural Resources with the unpronounceable acronym, and University of Health and Allied Sciences, where I told my friend Professor Japon that at least they could have been grammatical. What is UHAS? Professor Sefadede was a team lead consultant for the development and preparation of Ghana's second Millennium Challenge Compact. He was also the board chairman for the Millennium Development Authority for Ghana's Millennium Challenge Compact 1 and reappointed chairman for the Millennium Development Authority for Ghana's Millennium Challenge Compact 2 till January 2017. I need not tell you that he's an emeritus professor of the University of Ghana, and he was the founding dean of the School of Engineering. So he knows all about change and how you rearrange yourself to meet change. And so, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the President of the Academy.
Thank you very much, Professor Justice Henrietta Mensah-Bonsu, for the introduction. The chairperson for this evening, past presidents of the Academy, vice presidents, the Council of the Academy, distinguished fellows of the Academy, Nananom, the Executive Secretary and staff of the Academy, friends and families of new fellows to be inducted into the fellowship of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, excellencies, good evening. Welcome to the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences and to the celebration of the 2022 Founders Week. Today is the beginning of another important milestone in the life of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, the Founders Week of 2022. Activities lined up comprise this presidential address, the induction of fellows, a symposium on the theme, the socio-economic and health impacts of COVID-19 and other emerging infectious diseases, and the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Lecture to be delivered by Emeritus Professor Ivan Adai-Mensah, the Fellow of the Academy, on Friday, November 18th, on the topic, Educational Reforms in Ghana and their impact on the youth. Madam Chairperson, I would like to appreciate our new fellows. This is a very special day for you. These fellows have been identified by peers, nominated, assessed, and elected into fellowship of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. Congratulations. The induction will start your formal journeys as fellows of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. You have joined Ghana's foremost merit-based society committed to national development and the advancement of our world. The Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences is the cradle of multidisciplinary knowledge, and your membership has come to further enrich the profile of fellows of the Academy. Let the core values of the Academy, namely excellence, integrity, relevance, and professionalism be your guideposts as you continue to demonstrate leadership and service in your field of study or vocation. Madam Chairperson, the theme of my address this evening is the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, upholding unchanging truths. In every human enterprise, change is inevitable. In life, the only constant is change. This statement is attributed to the Greek philosopher Heraclitus. There are many times when the changes around us become so overwhelming, we stand to lose our bearing, our focus, and become ineffective. This change can take place in any of these spheres of life. Personal, changes that are personal to you as an individual. The family, the professional or work, the organization or institution, the nation, and then global changes. When the change occurs and it is aligned with unchanging truths, the probability of success in managing it will be high. Dealing with change requires one to understand the situation, the possible tools and skills, the skill set needed to deal with the changing phenomenon, whether as individuals, families, institutions, or a nation. We stand a chance of failure if we do not seek and apply unchanging truths to our situation. Let's recognize the Vice President of the Republic, Dr. Baumi. You're welcome, sir. Okay. The Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences has gone through several changes since its formation in 1959. And these have associated with them truths that are still relevant for the Academy of 2022. I use the occasion of this year's Founders Week celebrations and the induction of new fellows to remind us of two of such truths captured in the expectations of the founder of the Academy. Expectation 1. 2 years after the establishment in 1959, as a Ghana Academy of Learning, the founder hoped that, and I quote, the Academy will provide a common meeting ground where scholars and scientists with different interests and backgrounds can exchange ideas and obtain the benefit of viewpoints different from their own. This is in the book written by a fellow of the Academy, Dr. Letitia Obeng, and I'm quoting this from her book. And so it was. In 2003, Professor A.A. Kwapon, also a fellow of the Academy of Blessed Memory, provided some insights when he delivered the maiden Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Lecture. Madam Chairperson, I would like to quote from Professor Kwapon's lecture, published in the Proceedings of the Academy in 2003. And I'm quoting. By redesignating the week celebration, the Founders' Week celebration, and renaming the anniversary lecture after Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences has finally moved to fill a void in its past and to make peace with its founder. Time has indeed healed the rift between the Academy and Kwame Nkrumah. At the same lecture, Professor Kwapon gave an insight into some of the early happenings in the Academy. And I quote, "Undoubtedly, however, to most of us Ghanaian Foundation members at least, the two critical foundation personalities who made all the difference to the credibility of the Ghana Academy of Learning were the Prime Minister, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, who was its chairman, around whom everything in the Academy seemed to evolve, and Dr. J.B. Dankwa, Nkrumah's doughty political opponent, who was described by the Watson Commission as the doyen of Gold Coast politics. We, and I'm still quoting from Professor Kwapon's lecture, we, founding members, were all much encouraged by the early spirit of conciliation that seemed to prevail between the two most powerful political figures of our day within the confines of a new academy, in stark contrast to the existing situation outside." End of quote. In the 21st century, with our growing and sometimes divisive democracy, there is still a need for the environment an academy like ours provides, where the nation can benefit from learning and insights from differing viewpoints. This is a truth we must hold dearly to foster fruitful discourse on matters of interest to the nation. Indeed, the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences provides a common meeting ground where scholars and scientists with different interests and backgrounds can exchange ideas and obtain the benefit of viewpoints different from their own. The programs of the Academy, for example, inaugural lectures, annual lectures in the humanities and the sciences, the public fora on topical national matters, the J.B. Dankwa, Kwame Nkrumah, and Ifremamu Memorial Lectures provide avenues for fellows and sometimes non-fellows to share useful thoughts and ideas. We are in the era of the netizens. It is important for the Academy to better harness the power of the internet through its social media handles to impact a growing section of the population who daily spend a lot of time on their screens. To the new fellows, I entreat you all to hit the ground running with your expertise to enhance the work of the Academy. expectation 2. Another change that took place in the life of the Academy was the merging of the Ghana Academy briefly with the National Research Council into the Ghana Academy of Science. The expectation of the founder at the time was for the Academy to be, and I quote, a vital force and the intellectual and scientific center of the vigor of the nation, committed entirely to the purpose of our society and bending its talents to its realization of these purposes. End of quote. This has been a truth guiding the Academy in its activities, and even after the separation back to the component organizations, that is, the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences and the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, we continue to follow this path with the nation in mind. The academic disciplines and professional areas of fellows of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences are very diverse, as you will recognize today with the induction of the new fellows. And this can be a vital force in shaping our society in the attainment of its dreams. The aims and objects of the Academy are well articulated in a lot of our publications. There are 5 of them. To promote the steady extension and dissemination of knowledge, promote establishment of and maintenance of proper standards of endeavor in all fields of the arts and sciences, recognize outstanding contributions to the advancement of the arts and sciences, contribute actively to the advancement of Ghana and Africa in particular, and do any other things that are conducive or incidental to the attainment of all or any of the foregoing objects. Madam Chairperson, Justice Professor Henrietta J.A.N. Mensah-Bonsu. I would like to illustrate a few innovative projects through which the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences is contributing to these objects and experience. The first one is the collaboration between the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences and Cocoa Board. The Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences is currently collaborating with Cocoa Board in research on cocoa, led by Professor Ladewo Sonu, a fellow of the Academy. The team is investigating cocoa as an enhancer in the treatment of some life-threatening infections and metabolic diseases and COVID-19. This project is a collaborative study involving fellows and staff of the Academy, 5 of them, the Ghana Cocoa Board, 8 of them, and 8 institutions and hospitals, 9 of said collaborators. The collaboration is going on well, and I am informed that all SOPs for the study have been developed. The amended protocol has been approved by the Ethics Review Committee of the Ghana Health Service. The Food and Drugs Authority has approved the project, and I'm informed that it is listed on their website. Site initiation and training programs have been conducted, and data gathering, both manual and electronic, as well as audit trail formats have been agreed. The Academy is represented by Professor Ladewo Sonu, who is the chair and co-concept developer, co-investigator, consultant, surgeon, Professor George Obing Ajay, principal investigator and director of research at the University of Ghana, a fellow of the Academy. Emerita Professor Isabella Kwachi, also a co-investigator at the University of Ghana and a fellow. Professor Yao Edujamfi, a fellow and a co-investigator, consultant anesthesiologist, and Mr. Francis Ankra, co-investigator and deputy executive secretary of the Academy. The second example is the Inter-Academy Partnership, IAP, establishment of a Center for Science and Technology in Ghana. In July 2021, the IAP invited academies affiliated to it, and the Ghana Academy is affiliated to IAP, the Inter-Academy Partnership. They invited us in 2021 July to respond to an expression of interest issued for the development of science and technology centers in Africa. The development of science and technology center is intended to promote interest in science literacy and the development of a sense of culture of science. This falls within the core mandate of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, and therefore, the Academy responded with a proposal. In its submission, the Ghana Academy proposed the establishment of a multidimensional and multifunctional science and technology center to provide opportunities for a wide range of audiences, urban, rural, students from different levels of our educational sector, teachers, university, people, young scientists, and general public. At this proposed center, one is expected to experience science and technological applications through hands-on projects, exhibitions, teaching and learning to promote science literacy in our population. The IAP Steering Committee approved the proposal from the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, and it's one of 5 countries that have been selected in Africa to do this. The others are Benin, Ethiopia, Morocco, and Sudan. Collaborating partners are the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, the Ministry of Education, Ghana Robotics Academy, Foundation, and DES Technology Company. This proposal was developed by the President of the Academy with support of Emerita Professor Isabella Kwachi, Vice President Sciences, Professor Eni Wellington, Architect and Fellow, and Mr. Francis Ankra, Esquire, Deputy Executive Secretary. Details of the modalities to initiate and implement are being worked out. The third example is the Carnegie Corporation of New York support to the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. In September this year, the Carnegie Corporation of New York approved a grant to the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences for research and policy dialogues on higher education reforms in Ghana. This project will enhance the convening and knowledge brokering role of the Academy to influence higher education policy effectiveness in Ghana. The project specifically seeks to critically examine past, present, and future or planned reforms in the higher education sector to offer a platform for open and objective discussions of higher education policy and to build consensus around policy recommendations that promotes equity and sustainability in the sector. The team that put the proposal together are the President of the Academy, then Professor Ernest Aite, former Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, who is a fellow, Emerita Professor Techua Menu, and Mr. Francis Ankra. A project management team and a steering committee have been set up by the Gaas Council to implement this project. These examples show the potential the Academy has in providing and disseminating critical information and practical solutions needed for different sectors of our economy. I hope to see more fellows initiating partnerships and projects in their areas of expertise or interest. This can expand the resources of the academy, increase relevance, and offer opportunities for young researchers to learn from the experiences of the fellows as mentors. Madam Chairperson, there is another change that the Academy has witnessed in the last 2 years that has impacted on how we operate: the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 showed the fragility and vulnerability, especially the age group that predominantly constitute fellows of the Academy. COVID-19 changed the way we communicate, organize our meetings, reach out to our community, and fellowship with each other. With the associated uncertainties, altered daily routines, and social isolation, we adjusted. And with the assistance of technology, the Academy has been able to mount programs that has been scheduled. Whilst we use the hybrid mode for our meetings, it is important for fellows to participate either physically or virtually, depending on what they find most appropriate. What is important is to do everything and participate in the programs of the Academy which you belong. My concluding thoughts: COVID-19 or no COVID-19, we must continue to uphold the two truths that I quoted. That is, that the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences will provide a common meeting ground where scholars and scientists with different interests and backgrounds can exchange ideas and obtain the benefit of viewpoints different from their own. 2, that the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences will continue to be a vital force and an intellectual and scientific center of the vigor of the nation, committed entirely to the purpose of our society and bending its talents to the realization of this purpose. Through our individual and collective efforts, all who are privileged to be fellows can contribute to uphold these truths, to build a strong academy and a resilient society. Taking cognizance of the realities associated with COVID-19, we should act and behave to protect ourselves and others while we actively participate in the programs of the Academy. Madam Chairperson, I would like to acknowledge and appreciate a few people who have helped the work of the Academy in the past year. Many people have contributed to making the Ghana Academy what it is today. Distinguished past presidents, vice presidents, and other officers of the Academy, thank you for your commitment, leadership, and contributions. To the current members of the Council of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, we have worked as a team. Thank you for your cooperation, leadership, diligence, and support in the steering of the affairs of the Academy this past 11 months. Madam Chairperson, Emerita Professor Isabella Kwachi, the Vice President for Sciences, served as acting president of the Academy from March to May this year, when I had to be away to attend to urgent family matters. She did serve with such diligence and efficiency in addressing some critical challenges during the period. Emerita, Professor Kwachi, thank you for your support and leadership. The distinguished fellows of the Academy continue to participate in planned activities, even though the comradeship and fellowship that prevailed when we had physical in-person meetings have reduced due to COVID-19. Many of you participated in programs and worked with the Council to deliver on its mandate. Thank you, fellows of the Academy. 2022 has been a challenging year for the Secretariat, especially with respect to resources for planned activities. But the staff have worked hard to execute despite the challenges. On behalf of the Council and fellows of the Academy, I thank you, Executive Secretary, and all the staff of the Gaas Secretariat. May the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences witness more growth, increased relevance, and be more impactful on our society in the coming years. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, President. Honorable Vice President, you're welcome. I stand on the protocols articulated earlier. My young friends, you were not here, so I did not acknowledge you, and I hope you are enjoying yourselves. In another life, when I was outside the country, my daughter came to visit, and as I discussed something with a colleague, she said all she heard was, and ABC came and DFO, and we have to go and see CSA so that we interact and make sure that the TTP people are. Then she looked at me and she said, very interesting. So I hope that the acronyms did not floor you. Welcome. Our president has told us that in the midst of change, we run the risk of being overwhelmed unless we stick to some truths. And he has told us two of those: the character of the Academy, a platform for everybody. May it never change. Those with ideas that can be plugged into the work of the Academy. Please remember that a football match is played in regulation time on a particular pitch. Anywhere else you play it, you have not participated in the match. You can score many goals on the side in your house with friends. They won't count as goals in the match. You can whistle offside from your house. If the referee doesn't accept it, it's not part of the match. So let's channel our energies into making sure that the Academy can increase its impact and be what it was meant to be. To the new fellows, he has welcomed you. All I will say is that fellowship of the Academy is a floor for you to project from, not a ceiling to cap your achievements. So welcome. But let's see you put something in place of what you found. In November 2019, while addressing you as your president, the theme of my address was on change, changing and being changed. Which reminds me that I was going to comment on the one whose phone is disturbing us. Many years ago in a church in Belfast, the Reverend Minister started by saying the usual thing they say, the Lord is in his holy temple. Let all be silent before him. And let all mobile phones be silent before him. This was before we had mobile phones here, so I thought it was a facetious comment. But when we started having mobile phones, I understood why mobile phones had to also be told to keep silent before the Lord. So kindly take a second or two and shut off your phone so that we don't disrupt proceedings. You are very welcome here, but you are not welcome to distract us. And so, past presidents, vice presidents, past vice presidents, distinguished fellows of the Academy, our guests led by our Honorable Vice President, we have heard our presidential address. We have had change foisted on us, but we are still standing. And that is to our credit. And if I may wax biblical, I'm a normal Ghanaian. You know, as a Ghanaian, you must quote from the Bible. Otherwise, they look at you and say, where is this person coming from? So I'm establishing my Ghanaianness without a Ghana card. So I quote from the New International Bible, 2 Corinthians 8-9, and it has some very interesting words there. We are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed. Perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. We are the Academy, and we are on our feet. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam former President and Chairperson. Immediate past President, I beg your pardon, and Chairperson for this evening, for your remarks. And let me also stand on the protocol established to welcome Your Excellency, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And with that, we have come to the end of the first part of this evening's proceedings. The second part is the induction of the newly elected fellows into the Academy. We're going to take just a minute. Change has come. We must embrace it. So we are going to take a 5-minute break while the Academy staff prepare for the induction ceremony. So please stay seated. Don't leave the room. And let's be very organized as we move into the second part of the program. Thank you very much. the induction of the newly elected fellows. Please, let's be quiet as we begin the proceedings. Thank you very much. So let me invite Professor Kofi Opokunti, Vice President for the Art Section, to lead the induction of the Arts Fellows. Professor Anti.
Thank you. It's a very happy occasion. I'm very delighted to be here to present the candidates. I welcome all of you to our induction ceremony. We have some very distinguished people today, and I'm glad that I'll be reading their citations for you. I think we call them here, right? Don't we call them to stand? Let me invite Professor Samuel J. Mensah. And then face them. Yeah. Professor Samuel J. Mensah. You are a professor of geography, a former head of the Department of Geography and Resource Development, a past dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences, and foundation provost of College of Humanities at the University of Ghana. Your research focuses on spatial manifestations of epidemiological, environmental, and fertility transitions in Ghana. You graduated in 1986 with a Bachelor of Arts degree in Geography and Resource Development from the Department of Geography and Resource Development, University of Ghana, and a PhD from the Department of Geography, Norwegian University of Science and Technology, Norway, in 1997. You relocated to Ghana thereafter and took up a lecturership position at the Department of Geography and Resource Development. You rose in record time through the ranks, becoming senior lecturer in 2001, associate professor in 2005, and professor in 2012. You have taught several courses at the University of Ghana at both the graduate and undergraduate levels. The courses taught at the University of Ghana include medical geography, spatiotemporal analysis of health and development, human population and urbanization, population development theories and policies, and philosophy of the social sciences. You have also taught global environmental change at the Department of Geography, University of Canterbury, Christchurch, New Zealand, Geography, Health and Development at the Department of Geography, Norwegian University of Science and Technology. As an academic and researcher, your research focuses on health and population geography. While your PhD thesis was on fertility decline, you have broadened and diversified your research portfolio to encompass other research areas such as HIV/AIDS, double burden of diseases, urban growth, and residential segregation, and more recently, air and noise pollution. You are currently providing consultancy services to the World Health Organization, Department of Environment on Health Issues within the Greater Accra metropolitan area. You have to your credit over 70 research publications in both local and international outlets. You have participated in and presented papers at major local, regional, international conferences and meetings, including the African Population Conference, Entebbe, Uganda, 2019, the Symposium on Environment and Health, organized by the Academy of Science of South Africa, ASAF, Ethiopian Academy of Sciences, EAS, and Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, and the German National Academy of Sciences, Leopoldina, in Pretoria, South Africa, 2015. Workshop on recent trends in fertility in sub-Saharan Africa, organized by the National Academy of Sciences, USA, Washington, D.C., 2015, and the second meeting of the World Health Organization Global Platform on Air Quality and Health, WHO headquarters, Geneva, Switzerland, 18 to 20th August 2015. Wellcome Trust, Our Planet Researcher Workshop and Planet Health Alliance Annual Meeting, 2019, Stanford University, USA. You have served as a reviewer for more than a dozen journals, including Spatial Demography, Journal of Population Research, Population and Environment, Urban Studies, Social Science and Medicine, International Journal of Urban and Regional Research, Norwegian Journal of Geography, Journal of Biosocial Science, African Geographical Review, Journal of Contemporary African Studies, Ghana Social Science Journal. In addition, you have held visiting appointments and research affiliations at a number of institutions, including University of Canterbury, Christchurch, New Zealand, Ohio State University, USA, and the Royal Institute of Technology, Sweden. You are a member of the Population Association of America, Union of African Population Studies, and International Union for the Scientific Study of Population. You also serve on the editorial board of Population and Environment, Springer. In the area of academic leadership, you have played key administrative roles at the University of Ghana. You served as head, Department of Geography and Resource Development, 2008 to 2009. Dean, Faculty, School of Social Sciences, 2009 to 2013, as well as the Foundation Provost of the College of Humanities, University of Ghana, 2014 to 2020. As Provost, you were instrumental in initiating the annual College of Humanities International Research Conference. You have received grants, awards, and recognition for your teaching and professional work, including the Distinguished Award for Meritorious Service 2012 from the University of Ghana. Since 2017, you have raised over $7 million in grants to support research and capacity building of graduate students and early career faculty in the humanities at the University of Ghana. These grants have mainly come from Andrew Mellon, Gerda Henkel Foundations, as well as the Wellcome Trust. Professor Samuel J. on account of your outstanding performance in geography of health and disease, population geography and demography, you were elected fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on 16th June 2012. Congratulations. I'm sorry. You were elected fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on 16th June 2022. Please take a seat. Is Anan Ankoma. You are a senior partner of Bensi Angel Lecture and Ankoma, Bella, and a founding member and director of Occupy Ghana, a good governance pressure group. You were, from 2010 to 2020, the managing partner of Bella, one of the foremost law firms in Ghana, which pioneered the development of digitization of legal resources in Ghana. You graduated from the University of Ghana in 1990 with a Bachelor of Laws, LLB, after which you enrolled into the Ghana School of Law, leaving with a qualification certificate in law in 1992. From 93 to 94, you pursued a Master of Laws LLM degree at Queen's University in Canada, specializing in international taxation. You were a research assistant in international taxation at Queen's University And from 1997 to 2003, you were a lecturer in company law at the University of Ghana Business School. From 2005 to 2012, you taught civil procedure as a senior lecturer at the Ghana School of Law, Accra. You are an accomplished legal practitioner with a significant body of scholarship on diverse subjects such as corporate law, taxation, and civil procedure in Ghana. You have made significant contributions to the growth and development of law in Ghana by challenging through litigation a number of established principles which got the Supreme Court to alter its position. You convinced the Supreme Court that non-use of discretionary power could constitute an abuse of power. Non-use of discretionary power could constitute an abuse of power under the Constitution, leading to a landmark decision mandating the Auditor General to disallow and surcharge all infractions. You have also attained distinction in the field of arbitration and have written and practiced law in the area of alternative dispute resolution. You are a member of the Ghana Bar Association. You have served on the International Court of Arbitration and International Chamber of Commerce as a regional vice chair for Europe and Middle East and Africa on the Lex Mundi Managing Partners Committee. You have served on various boards and as advisory boards nationwide: the University Council of Central University, Governing Board of Ghana Law Reform Commission, and Advisory Board of the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. Mr. Ace Ananankuma, on account of your scholarship in the practice and development of the frontiers of law in Ghana, particularly in the area of dispute resolution, corporate law, taxation, and civil litigation and procedure, you were elected Fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on 16 June 2022. Congratulations. Professor Kwesi Ampin, welcome. You are a professor of ethnomusicology and a New Bauer Faculty Fellow at the Department of Music, Tufts University, USA. You were also a professor of ethnomusicology at the University of Michigan, president of Ghana Studies Association, an international affiliate of the African Studies Association, chair of the Council of Ethnomusicology, editorial board member of the Studies in Music Journal of the School of Oriental and African Studies at the University of London, UK, and the immediate past president of the African Music Section of the Society of Ethnomusicology. Your musical talent was discovered and nurtured in Ghana. After completing your secondary education at Abuaka State College at Chebi, you became the keyboard player for Nana Kwame Ampedu's African Brothers Band International. From 1980 to 1985, and as such, toured West Africa and recorded high-life hits like Agatha and Mother. In 1987, you studied music at the University of Ghana, where you obtained a diploma in music and then served as a teaching assistant for 2 years. In 1994, you obtained a master's degree in music theory from the West Virginia University in USA and PhD in ethnomusicology at the University of Pittsburgh, USA in 1999. In 2000, you began a full-time tenure-track position at the University of Colorado Boulder College of Music, where you directed the High Life Ensemble from 2001 to 2010 and also served as a coordinator of the ethnomusicology program. In 2011, you became an associate professor at the University of Michigan and served as the director of the Center for World Performance Studies from 2011 to 2016. You were appointed associate director of the Stearns collection of musical instruments from 2017 to 2019 and promoted to full professor in 2021. As an academic and a researcher, you specialize in the musical traditions of the Akan people of West Africa. Your PhD thesis focused on oral music composition in Akan. You have since broadened and diversified your research portfolio to encompass other areas, including intersection between historical and lived experience, music and social values, the Akan heritage of tangible and intangible story regalia, transnational issues in American jazz and in African popular music. And in 2009, you were granted unrestricted access to Asante court music and verbal arts at the Manshia Palace in Kumasi. You are also a producer of documentary film, Gone to the Village, Royal Funerary Rites of Asante Hima Nana Efia Kobi Sewa Ampim II. You have presented your research at international conferences, annual meetings of professional bodies, and at major universities in the US and around the world. You have provided expert advice for public engagement projects on Asante and Akan culture and music to the British Library, Tufts University, and Princeton University. You are a recipient of 65 grants for various projects. Your publications include Asante Court Music and Verbal Arts in Ghana, The Porcupine and the Gold Stool, 2020. Engaging Modernity, Asante in the 21st Century, 2016. And Female Song Traditions and the Akan of Ghana, The Creative Process of Onyonkro, 2005. You are also coordinator of discourses in African musicology, J.H. Kwabena Nketia First Script, 2015. Professor Kwesi Ampene, on account of your contribution to ethnomusicology and Akan music scholarship, you were elected fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on 20th October 2022. Congratulations. Thank you, excellent. Dr. Maxwell Pogwaferi. You are an economist with many years of experience and currently First Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana. You hold a Bachelor of Arts degree in Economics and Statistics from the University of Ghana in 1993, MPhil in Economics from the University of Ghana in 1996, and a PhD in Economics from the University of Nottingham, UK, 2004. From 2009 to 2017, you held positions at the International Monetary Fund, IMF, as Deputy Division Chief and Mission Chief. Your work at the IMF focused on policy design, in particular on monetary policy modernization and macro financial linkages. You have co-authored a number of IMF policy papers, including one on evolving monetary policy framework in low-income and other developing countries, and another on conditionality in evolving monetary policy regimes. These two policy papers are currently being used to drive modernization of monetary policy frameworks in several low-income and developing countries. You have also had extensive publications on monetary policy, inclusive growth, short-term output indicators in low-income countries, aid effectiveness, and on capital flows and real exchange rate dynamics. Prior to joining the IMF in 2009, you worked for 13 years at the Bank of Ghana, rising through the ranks to become the head of Special Studies Division in the Research Department and later elevated to the position of Special Assistant to the Governor of Bank of Ghana from 2006 to 2009. You have contributed significantly to the fortunes of the central bank through your excellent work in various roles, including monetary policy framework, research development, financial sector cleanup, payment systems, fintech and innovation, petroleum fund management, information technology and information security, crisis management, and business continuity. You serve as a member of many governmental agencies and committees that deal with financial policy and management, including the Board of Directors of the Bank of Ghana, Alternative Governor at the IMF for the Government of Ghana, Chair of Governing Council and Board Member of Ghana Fixed Income Market, Ghana Investment Promotion Council, and Ghana Revenue Authority. You are awarded honorary fellowship by the Chartered Institute of Bankers in Ghana in recognition of your contribution to the development of the banking sector in Ghana in November 2020. You are also awarded honorary fellowship by the Institute of Directors Ghana in recognition of your leadership in promoting good governance in the corporate sector. You were an adjunct professor at Regent College, University College of Science and Technology from 2005 to 2008, and a corporate executive in residence at the University of Ghana Business School in 2021. Dr. Maxwell Opoku-Afari, on account of your noteworthy contribution to policy-relevant research and modernization of monetary policy framework in low-income and developing countries, you were elected Fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on 20th October 2022. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Professor Nti, Vice President for the Arts Section, for presenting the Arts Fellows. I now invite the Vice President for the Sciences Section, Emerita Professor Isabella Kwachi, to present the candidates from the Sciences Section.
Good evening. I want to stand on existing protocols and then welcome everyone. And just to let you know, there's a female side of the academy too, since all my fellow vice president is done is present men. So we do have some significant standing in the female too. Thank you very much. So let me start inviting Professor Herbert Graves Winful. Professor Herbert Graves Winful, Professor of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science. You are a Professor of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science from the University of Michigan, USA. You had your Bachelor of Science, Electrical Engineering from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in 1975, and a PhD from the University of Southern California in 1981. From 1980 to 1986, you were a principal member of the technical staff at GTE Laboratories in Waltham, Massachusetts. You joined the EECS department at the University of Michigan as an associate professor in 1987, became a full professor in 1992, and was named a Thurno professor in 1993. And in 2019, you were named the Joseph E. and Ann P. Rowe Professor of Electrical Engineering. You were the first to introduce an intensity-dependent refractive index into periodic, that's distributed feedback structures, thus launching the field of nonlinear optical periodic structures. You went on and predicted such phenomena as optical bistability. I had to look that word up. Bistability, all optical switching, and nonlinear spatial resonances, pulse compression, modulational instabilities, self-pulsations, soliton propagation, and tunable optical filtering in these structures. You also proposed and analyzed distributed feedback Raman lasers, which have now been demonstrated as narrow line with sub-kilohertz sources with sub-watt thresholds. Furthermore, you were the first to analyze the dynamics of coherently coupled semiconductor laser arrays, leading to the prediction and observation of instabilities, deterministic chaos, synchronized chaos, and spatial temporal chaos in these systems. Now, your work also led to the understanding of nonlinear polarization evolution in optical fibers. At the more fundamental level, you resolved a long-standing paradox in quantum mechanics known as the Hartmann effect, in which a particle tunneling through a potential barrier appears to travel faster than speed of light. Your work led to the first direct observation of the Gaas phase shift, in which a focused beam undergoes an additional 180 degrees phase shift as it passes through the focus. This phase shift plays an important role in the propagation of ultra-short, that's few cycle laser pulses. As of June 2019, your papers have been cited more than 8,400 times on Google Scholar. With an H index of 46, you have made significant contributions to linear fiber optics, non-linear optics in periodic structures, the non-linear dynamics of laser arrays, the propagation of single-cycle pulses, and the physics of tunneling. As an educator, you have won every possible teaching award at the University of Michigan, including the Provost Teaching Innovation Prize, the State of Michigan Teaching Excellence Award, and the Amoco University Teaching Excellence Award. At the invitation of the late Professor Francis K. A. Alote, former president of the Academy, you assisted in the establishment of a PhD program in laser fiber optics at Cape Coast University. And you actually taught some postgraduate courses in that program. Your efforts in the area of diversity and inclusion in STEM led to the award of the Raymond J. and Monica E. Schultz Award at the University of Michigan. You are a fellow of the Optical Society of America, the American Physical Society, and the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers. Your many awards include the 2020 IEEC Photonics Society Quantum Electronics Award, the Arthur F. Therno Professorship, and the Amoco University Teaching Award, the State of Michigan Teaching Award, the College of Engineering Teaching Excellence and Service Excellence Awards, the EECS Professor of the Year Award twice, the EECS Outstanding Achievement Award, and the Presidential Young Investigation Award, and the Tau Beta Pi Distinguished Professor Award. You are a life fellow of the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers and a fellow of the American Physical Society and the Optical Society of America. Your accomplishments in research, teaching, and service have also been recognized by appointments to 2 endowed professorships. Professor Herbert Graves Winful, on account of your industry and important contributions to knowledge in the fields of nonlinear optics and quantum electronics, you were elected to Fellowship of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences. Not yet. On the 1st of July, you were elected on the 1st July 2021. You couldn't join us last year, but we're happy you're joining us this year. Congratulations. And now I have the pleasure of calling Professor Evans Adey. Professor Evans Adey, you are Associate Professor. You are a theoretical computational chemist of high repute. You have made significant contributions to your area of chemistry by using quantum mechanical calculations generally referred to as molecular modeling, to help understand several chemical reactions and chemistry of materials. You hold a PhD in chemistry from the University of California at Irvine, USA, as well as Master of Philosophy in Chemistry and a Bachelor of Science in Chemistry from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Kumasi. You began your academic career as an assistant lecturer at the Department of Chemistry, KNUST, in 1985. You rose from lecturer from 1986 to 2003, senior lecturer from 2004 to 2012, and associate professor of chemistry in 2013 to date. You have won several research grants, including the R.S. Leverhulme and R.S. Difford grants, which are testimony to the high quality of your research and its outputs. You are also the lead author of one of the lead authors in most of your 48. You are also the lead author or one of the many lead authors in 48 peer-reviewed journal articles which you continue to publish with your students. It is a testimony to your leadership and academic acumen that Molecular Materials Modeling Center at KNUST, which you established, is now synonymous with high-quality publications and has brought enormous visibility to the entire scientific community in Ghana and indeed in Africa. And it's to that extent that high-level computational science that was believed to be possible only in the developed world can now also be done in Africa. Now, a quantum mechanics research group, which you established to focus on using to understand how reactions of industrial significance work, has investigated reactions of transition metal, catalyzed oxidation and olefin reactions, and thermal cycloaddition reactions, particularly 1,3-dipolar cycloaddition reactions to produce complex carbocyclic frameworks in a single step. Your group has recently started working on carbon dioxide activation, one of the holy grails of organometallic chemistry, by basic metals to produce methane. The implication of the finding is that experimentalists can now use your approach to produce fuel from carbon dioxide. Now, instructively, you built your computational research facility from a series of ordinary personal computers procured with a grant from the Teaching and Learning Innovation Fund, TALIF, to what is now grown into a cluster that is housed at the KNUST Network Operating Center. This high-power cluster is now available to the entire KNUST community. Indeed, the work your research group does has gained exposure to the extent that the Center for High Performance Computing, CHPC in South Africa, now provides your group with access to their supercomputers for computations that the KNUST facility is unable to do. This led to the group now being able to perform research on computationally demanding depolymerization of lignin and partial hydrogenation of biofuels, both catalyzed by transition metals to show how valuable chemicals can be made from biomass. These two projects amply demonstrate the potential value of what your modeling center at KNUST offers the chemistry community on the African continent and beyond. You have also developed an indelible ink composition that has been tested in elections for SRC elections at KNUST to mark voters to avoid multiple voting. And you are as passionate about this invention as when you talked about the details of your computational chemistry research. Professor Evans-Adeh, on account of your immeasurable contribution to computational chemistry, you were elected to the fellowship of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on 10th March 2022. Congratulations. May I call Professor Dorothy Yeboamenu. Now to show some female face. You are a professor of microbiology at the Noguchi Memorial Institute of Medical Research, University of Ghana. You are biomedical and public health research scientist and a leading research on Buruli ulcer, a most debilitating disease. Your scientific research contributions are in the diagnosis of infection, and indeed, you established a diagnostic center at Noguchi Memorial Institute of Medical Research for case confirmation. You are currently the director of the Noguchi Memorial Institute of Medical Research. You were part of the team that identified genomic markers that was used to type Mycobacterium ulcerans isolates from Ghana and found for the first time genomic diversity in African M. ulcerans isolates. Until this work, the general notion from various scientific studies was that there is no genomic diversity among African isolates. Now, this finding was given attention in the Science Daily News. You hold a PhD magna cum laude 5.7/6 from the Swiss Tropical and Public Health Institute, University of Basel. An MSc in Applied Molecular Biology of Infectious Diseases from the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, and a BSc Honours, first-class degree in biochemistry from Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. You are a member of the West African Network of Excellence for Tuberculosis, AIDS, and Malaria, WANETAM, funded by EDCTP. Furthermore, you are a member of the Pan-African Network for Rapid Research Response, Relief, and Preparedness for Infectious Disease Epidemics. You are also a member of the founding faculty that developed the proposal and established the World Bank-sponsored African Center of Excellence, the West African Center for Cell Biology of Infectious Pathogens, WACPIC, which is a major capacity building project at the Department of Biochemistry, Cell and Molecular Biology at the University of Ghana. You are currently the Deputy Center Leader at WACPIC. In addition to being part of the body that developed the concept, you were also involved in the curriculum development and led the development of 2 courses, bacterial and viral infections, as well as molecular epidemiology of infectious diseases. Within the Wellcome Trust Delta's African Initiative, you are a faculty member and a postdoctoral coordinator with the aim of bringing into the continent newly qualified brainy scientists. You are working with site savers to evaluate diagnostic tools and determine prevalence of trachoma in some districts in northern Ghana. Under the JICA funding, you are also involved in the establishment of a surveillance system in a model district to understand the contribution of various microorganisms in diarrheal outbreaks in Ghana and associated host and pathogen risk factors. In collaboration with Veterinary Services, School of Public Health, and the Center for Disease Control USA, you are helping to build capacity and establish system in the country to survey anthrax in both humans and animals. Furthermore, together with collaboration from Cambridge, you are looking into seasonal changes in nasopharyngeal microbiome and occurrence of meningitis. You are a recipient of the Royal Society Africa Prize in 2018 for recognition as an outstanding research scientist based in Africa who is making an innovative contribution to the sciences. Professor Dorothy Yeboah-Menu, on account of your continued leadership, excellence, innovativeness as a microbiologist of international repute, scientist and researcher, you were elected into fellowship of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on the 10th of March, 2022. Congratulations. May I call now on Professor Richmond Niokai Aite. Professor of Public Health Nutrition. You are a public health nutritionist and a leading scientist and researcher in nutrition. You hold a PhD in Human Nutritional Sciences from the Iowa State University, Iowa, USA, as well as a Master of Public Health and a BSc in Nutrition and Food Science degrees, both from the University of Ghana, Legon. You joined the Population, Family and Reproductive Health Department of the School of Public Health, University of Ghana, as a lecturer in 2007. In 2012, you were promoted to senior lecturer. Prior to that, in 2010, you assumed the position of head of Department of Biostatistics in the University of Ghana School of Public Health until 2013. You then became the project manager of the University of Ghana's research project on building capacity for sustainable livelihoods and health through public-private linkages in agriculture and health systems in 2014. By dint of hard work, you rose to the position of associate professor in the Department of Population, Family and Reproductive Health Department in the University of Ghana School of Public Health in 2017 and a full professorship in the year 2021. And you continue to be very heavily involved in the training of students in bachelor's, master's, and doctoral programs. As a nutrition scientist of international repute, you have shown leadership in research, extension, policy development, training of public health specialists, and your work on infants and young child feeding policy research in Ghana led to the determination of barriers in infant and young child feeding policy and programs in Ghana. You assessed national capacity to scale up breastfeeding across 8 indicators: advocacy, political will, funding and resources, policies and legislation, training and program delivery, promotion, research and evaluation, and coordination and monitoring. Your leadership has been recognized in the application of innovative social media technology to promote breastfeeding messages to breastfeeding women in Ghana. You identified gaps in the implementation of the National Baby Friendly Hospitals Initiative, BFHI program, and you tested interventions for improving quality of complementary feeding of young children's diets. You have shown further leadership in nutrition policy and program development in Ghana and globally. You have served on several national and international nutritional policy activities. These include the drafting of the National Nutrition Policy for Ghana, National Salt Iodation Strategy, Number 3, for Ghana, convener of the Research and Capacity Development Working Group of the Scaling Up Nutritional Cross-Sectional Planning Group in Ghana. You're co-chair to the World Health Organization's Global Complementarity Feeding Guidelines Development Group. You're co-chair of the Evidence-Informed Decision-Making in Health and Nutrition Initiative, aimed at improving the use of evidence to inform decisions in nutrition in sub-Saharan Africa. Professor Richmond Ni Ukai Aite, on the strength of your scholarship and contribution to knowledge creation in the field of nutrition, you were elected Fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on 16th June 2020. Congratulations. May I now call on Professor Elsie Effa Kaufman. Professor Elsie Kaufman, you are an associate professor and founding head of the Department of Biomedical Engineering at the University of Ghana and now Dean of the School of Engineering Sciences, University of Ghana, Legon. Since 2006, you have been a consultant and host, quiz mistress of the highly acclaimed National Science and Maths Quiz Competition in Ghana. This was previously hosted by the late Professor Mariani Rama Adi, also a fellow. You hold a PhD and a master's as well as a bachelor cum laude, all from the University of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, USA. You began your teaching career in 2001. You initially joined the Department of Physics, where you taught undergraduate courses and also supported teaching in the dental school, and then the newly formed Department of Physiotherapy. Incidentally, you were the first female to be appointed full-time to the Department of Physics in the University of Ghana. Now, during the period between 2001 and 2006, you were a member of the committees that prepared proposals for the establishment of the Departments of Physiotherapy, Radiography, Audiology, and Medical Physics. In 2001, you were nominated to serve on the planning committee set up by the academic board of the university to make proposals for establishing the then Faculty of Engineering Sciences, now the School of Engineering Sciences. On this committee, your major responsibility was to develop the academic program and curriculum for biomedical engineering, the first in Ghana and most of sub-Saharan Africa. You are currently a member of the team at the University of Health and Allied Health Sciences UHAS to introduce a Bachelor of Orthotics and Prosthetics program to Ghana, another first to Ghana and most of sub-Saharan Africa. And you are also a coordinator of the graduate programs development team at the School of Allied Health Sciences UHAS. Your current research is in the broad scope of biomedical engineering, biomaterials and tissue engineering, engineering design, and education. You have studied a wide range of materials, both natural and synthetic metals, ceramics, polymers, and composites, characterizing and developing them for use as biomaterials for implants and other applications. You have also conducted design projects, developing medical devices, technologies to address challenges in resource-limited settings. All the other research have been on engineering pedagogy to inform the teaching of engineering design. You have received a number of prestigious local and international awards, including the University of Ghana's Best Teacher Award in the Sciences in 2009, and winner of the prestigious International Women's Forum Leadership Foundation Fellowship in 2011. In 2017, Women's Forum Leadership Foundation In 2017, you became the Impact Africa Summit Laureate for Education in Ghana, an award that recognizes your exceptional and continuous contribution to science education in Ghana and for being a role model and inspiration to many young girls. These are activities that are vital to the achieving Sustainable Development Goals 4 and 5. You are also the recipient of the National Society of Black Engineers 2018 Golden Torch Award for International Academic Leadership in recognition of your excellence in support of academics on an international level, an exhibition of commitment to the science, technology, engineering of maths, STEM fields. And in March 2019, you received the Ghana Women of Excellence Award for Tertiary Education, Science and Mathematics option, conferred under the auspices of the Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Protection. You have been featured in Who is Who in Ghana Publications 2019, and an inspirational person in the additional publication of Who is Who and Who Inspires Ghana book 2020. Professor Kaufman, on account of your scholarship, for your stellar contribution in physics, biomedical engineering, and popularization of science nationally, and your international standing in the promotion of STEM education among the youth, you were elected into fellowship of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on 16th of June 2022. Congratulations. May I call Professor Amos Kampongna La. Professor Amos La, you're an associate professor. You're an associate professor specializing in the fields of bioethics and public health nutrition in the Department of Population, Family and Reproductive Health, School of Public Health, University of Ghana. And you're also currently the visiting professor in EHESP School of Public Health in Reims, France. You hold a PhD in public health from the University of Ghana, a master's in bioethics from the University of Minnesota, Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA, a master of public health from the University of Ghana, as well as a Bachelor of Sciences in Nutrition and Biochemistry from the University of Ghana. You are an active researcher, having served as principal co-investigator of over 20 successful research grants at the University of Ghana. From 2015, when you decided to channel your research efforts into nutrition-related non-communicable diseases, you co-led the evaluation of the Novartis Foundation-funded community-based hypertension improvement project in Lower Manyakrobo, Ghana. The UK government, the DFID, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation all funded this, and this is the dietary transitions in Ghanaian cities. This was as well as the MRC-funded dietary transitions in African cities projects. Now, both projects aim to identify how social and physical environments drive consumption of energy-dense, nutrient-poor foods and beverages. You are the principal investigator of an IDRC-funded project which is measuring the healthiness of Ghanaian children's food environments to prevent obesity and non-communicable diseases, and a co-principal investigator and a Ghana-led of an NIH-funded project which has established a master's program in bioethics at the University of Ghana, the very first of such in Ghana. In your independent scholarship, you draw on theoretical and methodological perspectives, academic training in nutrition, public health, and bioethics to understand how physical environment, social environment, and the macro environment affect health. Currently, your research focuses on two distinct yet related areas of public health: bioethics, ethics and public health, health and human rights, nutrition rights, food and nutritional ethics, and public health nutrition, food, nutrition literacy, nutrition-related non-communicable diseases, particularly the nexus between food, environment, and health. Your work gained you recognition in the Lancet Biomedical Journal for your efforts at combating nutrition-related NCDs in Ghana. You spent the last decade exploring socio-cultural, social-ethical, and medico-ethical dimensions of sexually perinatally transmissible infection, HIV. You have been engaged internationally on matters relating to public health nutrition, including participating in the 66th session of the UN General Assembly meeting in New York, 2011, during which a new international agenda on NCDs was birthed. You have served as a consultant to various United Nations organizations, WFP, FAO, UNAIDS, and international non-governmental organizations like Global Fund France, Expertise International, Africa Synergy, Group Plus, TED, London, UK, DKT International Inc., Grameen Foundations. You have also been Ghana's representative at the several high-level Scaling Up Nutrition, the SUN, global gathering events. In 2017, you were invited to present your work to the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa Expert Group meeting on reducing child stunting in Africa. Currently, your scholarly works include 68 scientific publications, 1 book, 5 book chapters, 62 journal articles, 44 of which are indexed in PubMed and 45 in Scopus database. Your non-academic works include 16 op-eds, features, articles, and commentaries in local print electronic media. You are the founder of M2R, a global mentoring think tank, and president of African Nutrition Association, a learned society with members from all over Africa. In an environment where research resources and funding are limited, you have, since your appointment at the University of Ghana 2013, contributed to raising about $6 million in US dollars in research grants as principal investigator, co-principal investigator, or collaborator, of which the University of Ghana's share in the excess of $2.5 million. Professor Amos Kampuna-La, on account of your continued scholarly contribution to knowledge in the 3 broad public health bioethics, including global public health nutrition, and social public health, both nationally and internationally, you were elected into fellowship of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on 16th June 2022. Congratulations. May I now call on Professor Marian Asantua Nkansa. Another face of the female. Professor Marian Nkansa, you are an associate professor at the Department of Chemistry at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Kumasi, Ghana, and Deputy Director of Students Affairs at KNUST. Your research spans a wide range of areas in environmental chemistry, including discharge and remediation strategies for polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, heavy metals dispersal, exposure and risk assessment in matrices such as water, dust, soil, sediments, trend of heavy metals in foods such as spices, tea, edible clays, street food, lipsticks, exposure and risk assessments, and utilization of local materials as solvents for environmental contaminant removal. You were very early on in your career identified as one of 30 African women scientists from 18 countries across Africa who have excelled in various fields of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM. Your profile was compelling, that of a middle career scientist, hardworking, with demonstrable scientific excellence, leadership, and outreach skills. A scientist engaged in community activities and also mentoring and tutoring science students. Your educational and professional credentials are impeccable. You have supervised 2 PhDs, 5 masters, and 53 undergraduate students. In terms of academic scholarship, you have published collectively over 33 refereed journal articles and books. Your demonstrable leadership and innovative skills are quite evident in how you have successfully completed on a number of initiatives, including fellowship of the next Einstein Forum, executive membership of the Global Young Academy, an affiliate of both the World Academy of Sciences and the African Academy of Science. You serve often as resource person on several national and international workshops for capacity building of younger scientists. Your resilience and hard work have resulted in recognition such as inaugural recipient of TWAS, FM Al-Karafi Prize in 2016, and presently a work package leader of the Sheath Project, a Danida-funded collaborative project, among others. You hold a bachelor's degree in chemistry and master's degree in environmental chemistry, both from the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, and a PhD in environmental chemistry from the University of Bergen in Norway. You are currently an associate professor in chemistry department of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, where you teach practical chemistry, nuclear radiochemistry, chemistry and society, and petroleum chemistry. You are a member of the Global Young Academy, and you are also a board member of the Ghana Geological Survey Authority. In June 2017, you were part of the Lindau Nobel One Laureate meeting with top scientists around the globe that shared their view on the topic post-truth era. The 2020 Analytical Scientist Power List. The 2020 Analytical Scientist Power List names and you among the top 10 scientists in Africa and top 60 scientists around the world. In 2021, you are announced as the OWSD Elsevier Foundation awardee for early career women scientists in the developing world. This award seeks to recognize the achievement of researchers who have made significant contributions to the advancement of scientific knowledge. Now, on account of your scholarship and the stellar contributions you're making in the field of environmental chemistry, and for distinguishing yourself in your field, you were elected a Fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on 16th June 2022. Congratulations, Professor. May I call on Professor Jehoram Te Anim. Professor Jehoram Te Anim, Professor of Histopathology. You are a pioneer graduate of the University of Ghana Medical School since 1969. Specialized in histopathology and also taught pathology at the University of Ghana Medical School in 1976. You were the first medical graduate to obtain an MD from the University of Ghana. You were the first to head the unit of histopathology of the Noguchi Memorial Institute for Medical Research during the early years of NMIMR, Noguchi, when we're mapping out the various units of the Institute from 1979 to 1983. You were part of the early movers at Noguchi. You were also a departmental head at the Department of Pathology, University of Ghana, 1981-1982, during which period you introduced the preservation of departmental histopathology reports in hardbound form, a practice which has survived to this present age. You recruited more residents into the department in order to improve the human resource situation of pathology in Ghana. During this period, you single-handedly carried out the teaching of undergraduates, postgraduates of other departments, pathology residents, and other allied health students, in addition to diagnostic histopathology duties and autopsies. You carried out administrative duties in the medical school as well as Kolebu Teaching Hospital to help in the smooth operation of the institutions. You served as the unit head of anatomical pathology at the teaching hospital at Al Koba in Saudi Arabia for several years from 1986 to 1993. At Kuwait University, you became the acting chairman of Department of Pathology on several occasions and substantive head of the pathology unit at Mubarak El Kaba Hospital between 1999 and 2008. You have reviewed research grant proposals as part of Internal Assessment Committee for grant approval in the Faculty of Medicine in Kuwait University, and have also reviewed research proposals of pathology residents as required for final fellowship examinations of both the West Africa College of Physicians and Ghana College of Physicians and Surgeons. You've also reviewed faculty promotion application papers for both state and non-state tertiary institutions in Ghana. You reviewed promotion papers for the faculty of the University of Ghana Medical School College of Health Sciences and of the College of Health Sciences of the University of Cape Coast and the College of Health Sciences, University of Development Sciences, and also Wisconsin University College, Accra. So you've been there in all the universities. In Kuwait, you were a member of both the Faculty of Medicine and Pathology, Department of Promotion Assessments Committee, and also chaired some Promotion Assessment Committee meetings of Faculty of Medicine of Kuwait University. Professor Jehoram Tay Enim, on account of your accomplishments as a scholar and researcher and contributions to the practice of histopathology in Ghana, you were elected Fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on 20th October 2022. Congratulations. May I call on Professor Bruce Benoit Yakubu. Professor Bruce Benoit Yakubu, Professor of Geology. You are a Professor of Geology at the Department of Earth Science, College of Health, Basic and Applied Sciences. Because I'm in health, I always try to put health in something. But you are a professor in the Department of Earth Science, College of Basic and Applied Sciences, University of Ghana, Legon. You're also the occupant of the GNPC Research Chair at the Department of Earth Science. You were the Chief Director of the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources from 2011 to 2017, and the Chairman of the University of Mines and Technology Council from 2009 to 2014, a Fulbright Scholar at the University of Nevada System, and a researcher at the Desert Research Institute, both at Reno, USA, from 1995 to 1996. You hold a BSc Honors, MPhil, and PhD degrees in geology from the University of Ghana. So we produce the best. And an MSc in applied geology degree from University of Ife, now Obafemi Awolowo University. You were appointed lecturer at the Department of Geology, University of Ghana in 1990. Promoted to senior lecturer in 2001, associate professor in 2006, and professor in 2009. You teach courses in the area of hydrogeology, earth resources, structural geology, and remote sensing, both at the undergraduate and graduate levels. You have supervised 8 MPhil students, 13 PhD students to graduation. Your research focus is on the hydrogeology of sedimentary and crystalline rocks of Ghana and the geology of Ghana. You have published widely in the area of geology and hydrogeology and currently have 60 peer-reviewed scientific publications and 15 technical papers. Within the administrative system in the University of Ghana, you were senior tutor of Commonwealth Hall from 2000 to 2005. And dean of students from 2005 to 2010. You are a very active member of the University of Ghana community and was a member of the university committee, including chairman of the Water Augmentation Committee, a committee set up by the Vice Chancellor with the responsibility to find other sources of water supply to the university, which had very serious water problems at the time. You have also served on many other boards and committees of the university. You have served as the coordinator of the Danida and Reka Hydrogeological Project and the coordinator of the UNEP UNESCO Habitat Project on the assessment of pollution and groundwater vulnerability status of the Kita Basin, and chairman of the Danida and Reka Hydrogeological Project, and this project ran for 12 years. With a total financial support of $2.4 million from Danida, and the project produced 11 PhDs and several MPhils. You were part of a team of researchers in groundwater invited by UNEP UNESCO to assess the pollution status and vulnerability of groundwater to pollution in some African cities, including Abidjan, Lusaka, Niamey, and the Kita Basin of Ghana from 2002 to 2006. You were the head of delegation of the technical team which successfully defended Ghana's application to the United Nations Commission on the Limits of the Continental Shelf to extend Ghana's continental shelf beyond 200 millimeters. You were also the chief negotiator for Ghana during negotiations with the Ivory Coast to delimit both countries' common maritime boundaries from 2012 to 2015. During your tenure of office in the civil service, you provided vehicles, scientific equipment, scholarships for the training of graduate students in core geology, and funds for the Phase 2 and Phase 3 of the UG Department of Earth Science Extension building, all totaling an amount of 10.5 million Ghana cedis. You are a fellow of the Ghana Institution of Geoscientists. You are also a member of the Society for Petroleum Engineers, Ghana Science Association, Geological Society of Africa, and International Society of Hydrogeologists. Professor Bruce Kofi Banwen Jacobo, on account of your industry and contribution to academic scholarship, research capacity expansion in your field, and resource expansion to support postgraduate training at the university and national development, you were elected Fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on 20th October 2022. Congratulations. May I now call on Professor Sarah Dakwa. Professor Sarah Dakwa Ne Opai Tete. You're a professor of food nutrition. You're currently the Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, University of Cape Coast. Prior to this position, you served concurrently as the Vice Dean of the Faculty of Sciences and Technology Education, FSTE, from 2015 to 2017, and as head of the Department of Vocational and Technical Education, initially from 2010 to 2013, and from 2019 to 2020. In March 2018, you were appointed as the chairperson for the 3-member interim management committee that led and managed the administrative activities of the Cape Coast Technical University. You hold a PhD in environmental science from the State University of New York College of Environmental Science and Forestry, Syracuse, New York, USA. An MPhil in food science from the University of Ghana, Legon, Accra, Ghana, and BSc Honors, Agriculture option from the University of Cape Coast, Ghana. Prior to undertaking postgraduate studies, you had been a professional teacher for 24 years. So for 24 years, you taught biology, agricultural science, full-time at your alma mater, Whistler Girls High School, after completing your first degree from the University of Cape Coast. That's commendable. You have published extensively in the area of food science nutrition. Your publications are in high-impact academic journals and have been widely cited in other works. Your research covers a wide area of food science and nutrition. Some of the areas include the use of cowpea as substitute for wheat flour in the preparation of snacks, quality and safety evaluation of important parameters in palm oil from major cities in Ghana, microbial contamination in palm oil selected from markets in major cities of Ghana, predicting adulteration of palm oil with Sudan 4 dye using shortwave handheld spectroscopy and comparative analysis of models, vibrational spectroscopy, Delta Kappa Gamma Welt Fellow, Women's Educators, 2004-2006. Your Sunny College of Environmental Science and Forestry Alumni Scholar of Honorable Mention, 2007. Sunny College of Environmental Science and Forestry Award of Excellence, 2009. Sunny College of Environmental Science and Forestry Green Ink Award, 2007-2008. You have been the recipient of grants from Great Lakes Research Consortium, 2006-2007. MELDI Michigan, 2007, Ghana Environmental Protection Agency, 2008, and Danida grants from Research in African Fermented Foods, 1997 to 1999, for various research projects. You have served and continue to serve on a number of university-wide committees and boards in and outside the University of Cape Coast. A few to mention are the University of Cape Coast Institutional International Public Sector Accounting Standards, IPSAS Steering Committee, UCC 2018 to date, College of Agric and Natural Sciences 2017 to date, the University of Cape Coast Medical School Board 2010 to 2013, Academic Board 2010 to 2013, 2017 to date, Academic Planning and Management Board 2015 to 2017, 2019, 2020, School of Graduate Studies Board 2015-2017, and on we go. Oak City International College Board 2018-2029, Chairperson Center for Teacher Professional Development Practice Committee 2017-2019, and the University Estate Committee Award 2019 to date. You were adjudged the best PhD thesis supervisor by the University of Cape Coast in 2018. And you also received the Excellence Award from the State University of New York, ESP, in Syracuse in 2009. Professor Mrs. Sarah Dakwa, on account of your accomplishments as a teacher, scholar, researcher, contributions to science, nutrition, and research in Ghana, you were elected to be a fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on 20th October 2022. Congratulations. May I now call on Professor Gaas Osei-Safo. This is to show our female power. Professor Gaas Osei-Safo, you are an associate professor in the Department of Chemistry at the University of Ghana. You hold a BSc degree 1991 and a PhD degree in chemistry in BSc degree in 1991 and a PhD degree in 1999, both from the University of Ghana. After your BSc degree program, you were admitted into a 2-year MPhil program normally. However, halfway through this program, you were adjudged to have done so well in your research that your department recommended you to go straight on from MPhil and upgraded you to PhD. So with only an additional 2 years to the original MPhil program, you were able to complete your PhD program within the stipulated period in 1996, from 1996 to 1999. After receiving your doctorate degree, you were immediately appointed lecturer in the Department of Chemistry and have risen rapidly through the ranks to your present position of associate professor and currently the Vice Dean, School of Graduate Studies Research, University of Ghana. You carried out postdoctoral research at the Spanish National Center for Cancer Research in Madrid, Spain, under the auspices of the Science by Women Fellowship Program, Fondation Migré pour Afrique, in 2016. Since your appointment as a lecturer at the Department of Chemistry, University of Ghana, you have been involved in teaching, research, and training, as well as supervision of both undergraduate and graduate students' research. You have supervised 5 PhDs, 2 in progress, 32 MPhil, 3 in progress, and 67 BSc, 3 in progress. These are students' projects ongoing. You have also served as both an internal examiner and external examiner for a number of master's and PhD students at the University of Ghana and the Spanish National Center for Cancer Research in Madrid, Spain. Your research areas include drug discovery with a focus on isolation, characterization, and evaluation of bioactive molecules, mainly of the plant origin, as potential lead components, as potential lead compounds for the development of new medicines for a variety of diseases, including cancer and neglected tropical diseases. Your other major area of expertise is drug analysis and quality assurance of medicines. You were a leading member of a team supported by the World Health Organization and the West African Health Organization, WAHO, that developed and validated a simple and rapid quality assurance methods for the detection of falsified and substandard antimalarial and antibiotic medicines. Now, this method was later employed in quantifying cryptolepin levels in various cultivars of Cryptolepis sanguinolenta, and arguably the most effective antimalarial plant and one of the most widely used, which is now threatened with extinction as a result of overexploitation. This was part of a still ongoing project, originally supported by the Volkswagen Foundation of Germany and now being supported by the Banga Africa Project 2. This is to evolve protocols and methods for the domestication of the plant, optimization of its active antimalarial constituents, including cryptolepin. Cryptolepin. This is an important component. You have held various positions during your professional career, including Head of Department of Chemistry, University of Ghana, Legon, Deputy Director, Non-Communicable Diseases Support Center for Africa at Noguchi Memorial Institute of Medical Research, University of Ghana, from May 2018 to date. Professor Dorcas Osei-Safo, on the strength of your scholarship, a substantial contribution to knowledge, you were elected into fellowship of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences on 20th October 2022. Congratulations. This ends the contribution of the sciences.
I'd like to say Ayuko to Emerita Professor Isabella Kwachi. Thank you very much. It is time to have the President of the Academy conduct the induction ceremony now. This will comprise the reading of a declaration by newly elected fellows, signing of the Register of Fellowship, and presentation of membership certificates done by the President Emeritus Professor Sefa Dede. After that, we will have the decoration with brooches by the two vice presidents. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We've come to a very important segment of this evening's function. And may I ask our inductees to be upstanding with the declaration which I am sure you have read to yourself. Now you will make a public declaration before these guests and witnesses. So when the President of the Academy comes after you for breaching any, I will have witnesses to back mine. It's a very important time, friends and family of the inductees. Let's remain silent as they make these pledges. And all phones keep silent. And so you will say this after me, and you will insert your name where it says I. Thank you. A declaration by newly elected fellows who have been presented this evening by the Vice Presidents for Arts and the Vice Presidents for Science. On the occasion of my election as a Fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, I. Now, you should say on the occasion, you should say everything I say, and then I insert your name. So let's start again. On the occasion of my election as a Fellow of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, I. solemnly declare that I shall uphold the objects of the Academy, Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, faithfully observe the statutes, bylaws, regulations, and decisions of the Academy, diligently discharge all obligations that are incidental to membership of the Academy, or specifically assigned to me as a fellow of the Academy, and participate effectively and conscientiously in all activities of the Academy. Thank you. We have had a long evening. As they were being introduced, we organized them to sign the register, and I'm advised that all of them have signed. Mr. Ankara, do we have a record of their signing the register? Thank you. Then I will present to each one of you a certificate, a membership certificate, and the vice presidents your brooches of the Academy. your newly elected fellows of the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences 2022. And let me just say a few words to them. You can stand where you are as fellows of the Academy. We've had a long night, and I'd like to just briefly say that welcome to the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, where your professional excellence is going to be expected within the community of fellows to strengthen the Academy, give it a strong face, and help solve problems within our country and beyond. At this stage, let me say that we are in an era where it's very easy to get lost and not be seen as a fellow of the Academy, because we now operate a hybrid system of having, you can be online to participate in meetings. And I know that sometimes you will sign in, so your name is registered. This professor knows a little about the computers and the phones. You sign in to record your presence. You leave your device, and then you go and do other things. May it not be said that even though you sign it into the program, when you are asked to make a comment on what transpired, you will be looking for an alibi or someone to help you. The long and short is that please let us be faithful. From what you have just said yourself, the declarations, it is important to uphold the objects of the Academy through your work. It is also for you to observe the statutes and bylaws. Don't be an onlooker because you are new in the Academy. Hit the ground running, as I said in my address. And each of you have set excellent profile that you don't need any more time to have impact on the Academy and beyond from what we have read this evening about you. Discharge your obligations. One of the obligations is for you to be paying your dues regularly. Sometimes the pressure of work we forget, and therefore we do not do what we should do. But I want to remind you to just discharge your obligations. One of it is to attend meetings, and one of it is also to participate in committees when you are invited by the president or officers to participate. I know from the profiles we have seen from your CVs and what went on through assessment and election, we have an excellent crop of new fellows. And we want to say that the Academy expects a lot from each one of you. Play your role, and it will be well with you and with the Academy. Thank you. So one of you is to respond. Have you elected one already to do that on your behalf? You can consult and do that if you have. I see that they have handed over to Ace and Kuma to Occupy Ghana was mentioned, so it has made you very popular. So Ace will speak on behalf of the new fellows. Ace, you have the floor.
Thank you. I believe that the honor is all ours. We are humbled. We are flattered that we're considered worthy of such an election and elevation. We promise and pledge to do our best, our utmost best, to help the Academy take several steps forward. We pledge to be available and to do all that is required of us. We're extremely grateful for the honor done us, and we thank everyone who's come to be with us. Let our actions and the things we do reflect the deep honor that we feel at this event. Thank you very much.
Thank you, President Sefadede, and thank you, Mr. Nkuma. Please take your seats. This brings us to the end of part 2 of this evening's program and the entire evening's activities. I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate all our newly elected and inducted fellows to the and to welcome them to the Academy. As the President has said, don't be a fellow in name. Please do everything you can to take part in all the Academy's activities. Beginning with this week, our program continues tomorrow when we begin the symposium on the theme, the socio-economic and health impacts of COVID-19 and other emerging infectious diseases. And we will have a number of speakers to give us lectures on subtopics of this theme. The symposium begins tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. here in the auditorium. It continues on Wednesday when we have another group on Thursday when we have another pair of speakers on different subtopics. We round off the week's program on Friday with the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Lecture. Earlier on Friday, we will have a commemoration ceremony when we recognize fellows who have made various significant contributions to the Academy by naming sections of the Academy after them. And this will be a short ceremony from 5 p.m. to 5:30. And then at 5:30, we have the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Lecture to be delivered by Emeritus Professor Ivan Adai-Mensah, former Vice President of the Sciences Section and a Fellow of the Academy. I'd like to thank all the friends and family who have turned up here this evening to support our fellows and to grace this event. I'd like to thank you. I see our chiefs. Thank you very much. And all the distinguished guests here. I'd like to thank the young friends of ours from Accra Wesley Girls who were here earlier. And I think it's late and they have left. But we thank them for being here with us. I've just been told that there are some people here who would like to make presentations to the newly inducted fellows. May I see you, if you want to make a presentation, could you step forward? So we have here Faustina, who wants to present a bouquet to Professor Richmond Ayete. So we have Mr. Alfred Dakwa here to present a bouquet to his wife, Professor Sarah Dakwa. So then the next bouquet is also for Professor Sarah Dakwa on behalf of her children. So the next presentation is by Ms. Ajwa Santiagoku, and it is for Professor Yeboah Menu on behalf of her research team. And the next beautiful bouquet is for Professor Banon Yakubu, and it is from his family. Next to present is Dr. Stanley Asasu, and he has a present for Professor Elsie Kaufman, who is his mentor. Are you a mentor or a mentress? Thank you very much. And I think This is the end of the presentations. Thank you all very much. And I have already announced tomorrow's program. Please turn up in your numbers at 5:30 for the symposium. As we leave, there is food to be served in the foyer. So please, we have sat for a few hours and we need to be refreshed. Thank you all very much. May I ask you now to stand while the President and the Vice Presidents leave. Thank you.